Welcome back to Paperback Ponderings. This week we have another very exciting episode because we're going to talk about a book that I didn't know if I would like, and I actually really loved it. And I'm excited to talk about it because it ended kind of weird, and I really just need to talk about it with someone. And like, now I understand why everyone else who finished this book messaged me and said, have you finished that book? Let's talk about it. I get it now because I have an urge, and the urge is to yap. So I recognize I haven't said the book yet. We are being mysterious today. We are going to talk about Brimstone by Callie Hart. This is the second book in the Fae and Alchemy series. The first book being Quicksilver, which came out last year, 2024, or maybe 2023.
2023, yeah.
Yeah, it was late 2023 it came out.
No, 2024. It's 2026 now.
Oh my God, you're right. It's 2026. Oh boy, where has the time gone? Okay, it came out late 2024 and Brimstone came out 2025. I remember seeing when Brimstone came out a lot of like commentary online about it, which is interesting. We'll get into that. But ultimately, I want to say with my whole chest that this book kept me entertained the whole time. And that's a rare occurrence for Sari these days. So we're a happy being, regardless of all the inconsistencies, errors, and potential typos.
Yes.
We loved it. So I think I'm going to give it like a 4.5, to be honest.
I think I gave it the same, 4.5. Yeah. Yeah, like solid, fun time. Great book. Yeah. Overall. Like, we definitely both have some things to say, I think. But yeah, it was a good time. So let's talk generally about our spoiler-free overall thoughts on the book. And then we'll get into spoilers after. So if anybody has not read the book yet and you're wondering if it's worth your time, the short answer is yes, but the longer answer is stick around for a little bit and we will tell you when to leave.
Yeah, I think I really liked the dual POV.
Yeah, that was a nice change to the story.
Yeah, and I don't always like a male's opinion or perspective, you know? Sometimes I don't want to hear it. But this time, I really enjoyed Kingfisher's like perspective, POV, opinion, whatever we want to call it. I thought it was a really fun change from just like being obsessed with Saris all the time.
I think it was necessary too with the direction that the plot went, because there is a moment in time where Kingfisher and Saris are separated. It wouldn't have been fun for us to miss out on what was happening with Kingfisher at the time. And just be stuck with Saris.
Yeah, I definitely think it was like necessary for the plot. And in general, I think it brought a little bit of a break from Saris. I liked Saris's POV, but I also found like in this book, she was kind of put into like a world that's so unfamiliar to her. And she was just like effortlessly and flawlessly navigating it. And if it was all Saris navigating these challenges with like grace and a lack of struggle and just like somehow having the answers and whatever, I think I would have gotten annoyed. Like I would have gotten frustrated. Yeah. So the fact that you got a Kingfisher POV where you got a little bit of a break from that, I had like a reprieve from getting irritated with Saris.
Yes, I agree. Plus like the Kingfisher side of things brought all of the banter with Carrion, which really was a highlight for me. Like, I just love the two of their dynamic. Like, I actually think I liked Kingfisher and Carrion more than I liked Kingfisher and Saris in this book.
Yes, I will agree too. I love the like begrudging respect and like friendship that is building there. I'm obsessed with that. He's like, Carrion's like a dog you don't want to love. You know what the relationship between Carrion and Kingfisher is? Do you ever see those videos online where it's like my dad and the dog he never wanted? And
that's a great comparison.
And it's literally like the dad being like, no, don't bring that little chihuahua in here. We don't want that. Like, get that chihuahua out of here. And then like it cuts to a clip of like the chihuahua riding shotgun with like a blanket wrapped around him and then being like carried around by the dad.
The two of them napping together on the couch.
Yeah. I just feel like that's like Kingfisher and Carrion, and I'm so here for it. I love it.
I totally see it. Yeah. That was a great side of things. And I think like regarding Kingfisher and Cyrus's relationship, like the book did have a bit of the, I guess, syndrome of they get together quite early in the first book in a series. They get together, and so it removes a little bit of the tension going forward, which removes interest.
I agree. I do tend to agree. And I was a little bit worried about that actually in this book. Or rather, I was worried that like one of them would be like lost. You know, kind of like what we're seeing in the
Fourth Wing?
Yeah, the Empyrean series. You see that like there's a forced separation of the lovers because they got together so early, and then the story is built around that forced distance that is required to keep it kind of going.
Yeah.
From a character kind of relationship driven angle.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit worried about that. Not to say that they weren't separated in this book, but it manifested not in a way that I thought it might, and I liked that.
Yes. Yeah, but definitely like I will say I did start to like not care about the spice scenes as much when you get into multiple spice scenes and there's not quite a tension in this book.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, yeah, okay. Let's keep the plot rolling instead.
I totally agree. At one point, it was, I think, before Cyrus was addressing the court. It was before the Evenlight Ball, and there was a spice scene, like, with her in her little dress. And he was, like, using his shadows to, like, hold up her dress.
Yeah.
It was just, like, I don't know. It wasn't, like, obviously it wasn't bad, but I was like, ugh. Get to the plot. Let's get to the point, you know?
Yeah.
Because you did get a lot of that spice early on in the first book, and then just in general. But I did find that the book did a good job of like, that wasn't the point. It was almost like a little kind of teaser, but I didn't find myself like wanting it necessarily or like craving more spice.
Yeah, I think it had a good amount of spice for sure.
Yeah, it was like a good balance.
Yeah.
But I did like, you know what I don't like that authors sometimes do in these situations where the lovers are like lovers forever?
What?
I don't like a fade to black. Don't like give me all the raunchy details in like the first scene or first book or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just start fading to black like it doesn't matter. It's like, whoa there. Hold on with the switch up. Let's calm down. You were just giving me all the dirty little details. I want to keep that. Just like, I don't know. Make sure it's not the main point of the plot, I guess.
Yeah, they start to do it as in like, okay, we've shown this already, so we'll just skip over it for future times. But like, just know they're doing it, but you don't need to see it now.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily like, because like to me a fade to black moment is like, that's kind of like how the book is defined. If you're gonna do fade to black, it needs to be all fade to black, and that is the like the part of the romance. It's like a YA, you know what I mean? But like, don't like do that after the romance has happened or you've gotten the details of the spice.
Yeah,
and then
it's just
fade
like
to
a
black.
Weird change of pace. I would rather too, like if the spice is getting tedious almost, like it's too much, then I would rather them just not be able to. Like something happens where like instead of fade to black, just have them, they're not able to right now.
Yeah, like increase that yearning.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're so needy.
We have very specific requirements here. Yeah. I did want to talk about as well, because I think we both listened to the audiobook, right?
Yes.
So how did you feel about the narrators and the audio performance overall?
I got a little confused because the same narrator was Carrion and Hayden.
Yeah, the same male narrator for all parts.
Was it all parts?
I think the one guy just did all the male parts.
Oh, well, Carrion and Hayden's voices were the exact same. There was no like inflection or tone change or anything.
Yeah.
So there were a couple times where I was like, why'd she just punch Carrion? And like she had punched Hayden. And I'm like, oh that's why.
I think the voice though that he did for those two characters worked for both of them. Like I know they were the same, but I think it suited both characters.
Yeah, I think like to me, Hayden came across as a little bit whiny, and Carrion came across as a little bit like daft.
Yes.
Which I guess was the point, but sometimes I was like, why is this like I would lose track of where I was, I guess.
Okay. I did love the male narrator for Kingfisher though. Like in general, his voice is perfect for Kingfisher. What it was not perfect for was Renfis. Tell me why Renfis has a Scottish accent. That was like sometimes not actually Scottish. It was like kind of Middle Eastern sometimes. Like it took me a while. I was like, what is that accent?
Yeah, and like who is speaking right now?
Yeah. That totally ruined Renfis for me. I was trying to like block it out of my mind while I was listening. I just, it killed it for me. That's not how Renfis is in my mind at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like necessarily disagree with the Scottish angle. I don't know if I have opinions on it.
Just felt so random.
It wasn't a bad Scottish accent, I guess, but
I thought it was bad. There were times when I was like, huh?
You were like, is that supposed to be Scottish or what?
Yeah. But I also, for the Saris narrator, I think she is like a good narrator in general, but I don't think her voice matched Saris. Like for me, Saris is a very kind of cool and chill kind of girl, but this narrator made her seem very girly and very unsure of herself, kind of. She was way too like kind of preppy.
That's so interesting, because I was gonna say like I felt like Saris's narration was like very womanly and
really
a bit more like mature sounding.
Oh no, I had
but
the
like
exact
I might
opposite.
be totally wrong.
I just feel like there would be times when she would say things like, I don't even know, like blah 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 blah, and like in my mind Saris would read those lines as like, I don't even know where blah blah blah. Like she just is more chill and maybe like a deeper tone voice in my head.
Interesting. I did find that there were moments with Saris's narration where I felt like the writing, like the actual like tone in the book itself, didn't match the rest of the character. Like at certain points it felt like it kind of like slipped into something else, like a teenage girl writing in their diary.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it was like rooted in the narrator. I think it was in the writing for me.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like Saris being concerned that Kingfisher buying her dresses meant that he wanted to domesticate her or something.
Yeah.
I was like, this feels like a modern day like feminist woman moment that's like injected into this book, but it didn't feel like it fit the relationship that they had.
No. I did feel like that was a little bit out of left field.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like Callie Hart was writing one day and like feeling some type of way about like being domesticated.
Yeah.
Or like had a weird spat with her partner. And like
maybe.
I was like, I'm not gonna wear dresses for you. I don't know. It was just like so random. I was like, this didn't feel like it made sense in the story.
No, yeah, I felt the same way. I read it and I was like, sure.
Yeah. But I think that's like rooted in writing. That's not rooted in performance or anything.
Yeah, no. That sounds definitely more like a writing thing. Performance-wise, one thing that gave me the ick, and maybe it's just me, but when Saris would greet her dog, or Onyx, her fox, and she'd be like, hi, in the audiobook, I was like, I hate this. I know
Yeah,
that's
I
real.
didn't notice that.
People greet their pets that way, but like it was throwing me off big time in the book.
Do you know what? It's because you don't have a pet, Kyla. I think
Maybe.
you need to get a pet and you'll understand the silly baby talk that comes out of people when they're like, "Meow, meow, 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 hello."
I definitely, when I go visit my parents and they have 2 cats, like the baby talk comes out for sure. But yeah, I don't know why I was just like, oh, I kind of hate this right now. But I don't know how else she would have done it. Like, I don't think it was the narrator's like fault.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things that's just like unique to you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But should we get into spoilers?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of Onyx,
Yes.
let's get into those spoilers.
Okay, so goodbye to anybody who has not read the book yet. So Onyx, how did you feel about his whole death and resurrection moment?
I don't know. Part of me is like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm not that mad about it. I like that Onyx is like back from the dead, but I do think that it's getting a little bit too excessive. This like Sayrus developing random useful powers when they're random and useful.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like fine if she's going to be able to like resurrect animals, but like I feel like the development of Sayrus's powers, like I don't love that we don't know a lot about the alchemists, and so it can just be like whatever floats the boat of the plot to like drive things forward instead of being rooted or grounded in what is normal for an alchemist or what is like to be expected or what alchemists have done in history. Like I get that there's no other alchemists alive, but we need something to like put guardrails on this stuff, you know?
Yeah, I prefer a magic system that is rooted in rules. There has to be laws for how something works. Like, not trying to be a boring stickler, but this is how something works.
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be an explanation. But no, Sayrus just keeps popping up random runes or like things and seals them random ways and like...
Yeah. But I do wonder, one question that I had was, does Sayrus actually have regenerative magic, or was it the Hazrax's rune power that brought Onyx back, or a little bit of both? Because there was a moment when was it? I think it was Taladeus who said to her, oh, this is a sign that you might have a little bit of regenerative magic, but like we don't know yet. I think it was like in the library. He said something like that to her.
Yeah. When her palms got injured and then like were healed like 2 seconds later.
Yes, yeah. So like, was it that, or was it the Hazrax's rune?
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine that she has healing powers. That was my understanding. But I can't remember why Kingfisher had lost his healing powers, because he had healing powers at one point too, right?
So yeah, so the way it was described was the Fae, they have their big magic that regenerates, and then they can sometimes have small magics that are a finite amount of that magic, and his healing was finite. He only had like a very small well of healing power, so when he used it on Onyx, he used it all up.
I see.
Yeah, but I personally am tired of resurrections in fantasy books. Like, obviously didn't want Onyx to die. Happy Onyx is still around, but I'm tired of it because it's ruining deaths. Like, people die and I'm not fazed anymore. I read another book recently and there was a death and I was unfazed. Like, I just was like, okay, we'll see, like, and kept reading. And it takes the emotional impact out, and I'm angry at romantasy for overdoing that trope and ruining the emotional impact of a character death for me.
I totally agree. And the solution, I suppose, is to not bring people back.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna kill them, then kill them. Like,
you're gonna kill the pet fox, let it be dead forever.
Not to be a hater on Onyx, but yeah, like, I think very occasionally the resurrection thing can be done, and then it's like oh my gosh, they got resurrected, but it can't be getting done every other book, because then it's like we just expect it at this point.
Yeah, it removes meaning and impact.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And also, like, does this fox need to come back? Or can it not just be that this character is, like, cemented in your heart as, like, a soul-crushing death?
Yeah. I did want to talk about one moment of impact that actually did impact me in this book was the moment that we thought that Archer was going to die.
Yeah.
And I was having flashbacks.
Yes.
To, you know. And I was like, oh my God, my heart cannot take another one of these little fire sprites.
The little fire sprites. I don't know why it's always so much more painful when a fire sprite dies.
Yeah, because they're just little cuties.
Little cuties. You know what I will say about, like, what impacted or didn't impact?
What?
I was very sad when Taladeus almost died.
Yeah.
I was like, I really liked him. I don't want him to die.
Yeah, he was a good character. He is a good character.
Again, we have Cyrus's random savior runes coming in and just like fixing a big problem for no reason.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a cop-out when your magic suddenly can just do anything that's convenient.
Yeah, and there's no actual will behind it. That's the other thing, is like it's not grounded in any like knowledge or strength or like learning. It's just like, oh, I feel called to this thing. Let me touch it. I touched it. I fixed it. You know, like this is not grounded in anything. Like,
at least she has been on an interesting learning journey regarding her relationship to the Quicksilver. Like that magic was nice and developed because she has kind of gone through the ringer of trying to get it to work with her and then like learning how she has to interact with it.
Yes. Yeah. I will say that she's like on a journey for that one for sure. The other kind of bone I have to pick is this journal.
Oh, from Fisher's mom.
Yeah, from Adina.
You didn't like it?
I don't not like it. Like, I do love the idea that, like, your fated mate's mom left you, like, a blueprint to surviving life. That's kind of cute. But, like, in actual practice, like, this whole idea, oh, I need to read the journal. Sits down in the middle of chaos to read the next line of the random journal that was left to you, like, thousands of years ago. It's just like, bro.
It is also slightly another little bit of a cop-out plot-wise. Like, oh, so you just have a magical book that tells you what to do next in order to be successful. Like, that takes all of the intentionality out of the plot. Like, the characters are not making decisions. They're just following the guidebook.
Yes.
From a source like, okay, Fisher's mom just had a full play-by-play of everything 1,000 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, and then she wrote it down.
Yeah.
And, like, got, like, manipulative about it, like the mind games that she was playing with Cyrus in the beginning, like coming back to life in someone else's body to be like, don't tell him about the book. Like, you stuck around for thousands of years to play some mind games with your future daughter-in-law?
Yeah, just to make sure that she would like truly trust your son.
Yeah.
Seems a bit far-fetched.
And it was all just to test her? Come on.
But with the book, I did like how the paper birds in the library turned out to be the pages of the book. I thought that was a cool little twist.
Yeah, that was fun. And I also, because wasn't the book what led Cyrus back to college to find Kingfisher's real name? Yeah,
because otherwise there would be no way of finding out his name. And speaking of, okay, I have a bone to pick with this. Do not change the male main character's name at the end of book 2 so suddenly. Like, I'm okay with finding out what his real name was, but I don't like the sudden shift to just calling him Kaidan now.
Yeah.
And nicknaming him within like literally 39 seconds. She's like, oh, Kai. And it just feels right to her. I don't know.
Yeah, and to put that in the narration of the character and be like, I've caught up to his new name, Kai. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm glad you've caught up. But
yeah,
like,
we haven't.
He's Kingfisher.
Yeah, you can't build an identity around a name and then take it away. It's like when 4 changed to Tobias in Divergent.
Yeah.
That was not a good move.
Yeah. And then was like that way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little confusing. I was like, all right, I get that his name is Kyla now, but like he'll always be Kingfisher to me. Especially Kingfisher being kind of like a big deal. Like, do you remember when Quicksilver came out and everyone was obsessed with that audio by with Kingfisher in?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I feel like Kingfisher is what people love about this book.
It's an iconic name.
And then to like change it to like, I'm sorry, I know your boyfriend's name is Kaya, but like the most basic book boyfriend name in the world.
Yeah. It's generic. It's a generic romantasy male name.
Not another bloody Kai in a fantasy book. I was like, gosh.
Like, could it not have been something unique? Kingfisher was unique. Why didn't you keep the trend of unique name going?
And Fisher? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Callie Hart will see this and be like, oh, I need to change it back to Kingfisher.
Saris has a change of heart. Actually, I liked Fisher better.
Yeah, and I think it's cute to be like Kai in private to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or in your minds, you know, like when they're mind to minding. She's using his birth name, but yeah.
She also, I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think she even like had a conversation with him and said, do you want to be called by your true name, or do you want to be called by the name that you have known yourself to be for 1,000 years? Like, she just decided to call him that now.
Yeah, that's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
And then also saying like, nobody will ever control him again. Like, I've undone the spell of the importance of his name and blah, blah, blah. Like that whole loophole thing, which was, again, just very convenient, but also unnecessary. She didn't need to yell at the top of her lungs his name and then
she
give
could have
that name to Bellicon. Like, she could have whispered it to the little tree, to the dad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she really didn't need to like drop that bomb.
No.
That could have been a cutesy little private thing that they had together as mates.
Yeah.
Your mommy left me a little hint to go back to college and get your real name, and this is your real name now. Let's keep this between us.
Especially because in Fae culture, nobody's true names are known by everybody. So I can imagine it might be like a very private thing until then all of a sudden everybody in the world knows your true name, when that's something that's very close to chest, usually.
Yeah. Bizarre. Okay, speaking of true names, True Daddy?
Oh, Fisher's dad? Yes.
What in the world?
Yes. Okay, so big twist here at the end. Very reminiscent of Crescent City, again, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, okay, we're doing this again. You said Dragon Daddy to me in a text. I don't think the dragon is the father.
Yeah, but I was confused. Like, I'm confused. And what is this place that we went to?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions as well. I don't know if they're actually demons and if this makes Fisher half demon. But I think Styx, that was its name? The demon?
He's the dragon.
I thought the dragon served Styx, the leader.
Oh, so they're not all dragons.
No, they're people, but I don't think they're... No, they're not all dragons.
Shifters.
There was only the one dragon there. And I think it's like in service to this Styx character.
Okay, see, this is where I'm confused, because there's like a little paragraph that's Kingfisher's, and it like switches from Saris to Kingfisher, and then he's like, dragons, fuck, or like, I hate dragons, fuck, or something like that. Like, there's a commentary about dragons, plural, and not liking them.
My understanding is like dragons live in this world largely, and this one dragon is the one that's like at this castle or wherever they are and in service to this guy, but like dragons
just like exist out in the wild of this world.
Yeah, or maybe they're all
not,
like kind
they're
of
not
captive.
running the world.
I don't think so.
See, my take on it was like these people are like a colony of dragon shifter people.
It could be. I mean, like, I think it was left very open-ended, and I think we are all left with a lot of questions, so like very well could be the case.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
And like this being Kingfisher's dad?
Yeah.
Because Kingfisher had a dad IRL, right? Like the dad that brought Carrion to Zilvarin?
Right, yeah. But I guess I'm guessing that's just an adoptive dad. And Kingfisher knew the truth this whole time but had to keep it on the down low.
Girl,
but
I don't know. You're looking at me like I have the answers. I have no idea.
But how did Fisher's mom come to
get to
be
this
with
place?
This man, this dragon man, demon man?
Demon dragon man?
Yeah, in this other realm.
I don't know. Maybe it's in the book.
Maybe it's in the book.
Maybe it's in the Adina's book.
We have a lot of questions to be answered by book 3. This series, I will say, I'm never quite sure where it's going, and it never quite goes in the direction that I anticipate that it will go.
I agree.
Like, end of Quicksilver, obviously nobody expected Saris to become queen of the vampires.
No.
And then, so you're like going into Brimstone, like, what's going to happen? She's going to be ruling over this court and stuff. I don't know if anybody was expecting like the mass extinction of the vampires either as a plot point that just like kind of conveniently got rid of that problem that we had for Saris.
Yeah.
Again, another convenient moment. Like,
yeah. And now we have this like rot that's growing, but the vampires are taken care of, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, a lot of unexpected directions in this one. Hal is also, you were saying you like him. I find him a little bit of a question mark.
Okay.
Like, I like him. I think he's a likable character, but I don't fully trust him.
Yeah. I was feeling that way in that scene when all the vampires just start like dying. Before that scene, Kingfisher was like noticing small things about Tal, and like, yeah, for the first half of this book, I was wondering like how much we could trust him. Mm-hmm. But I do think the fact that he was like willing to die, that I trust him now.
Yeah, that is a promising character moment.
I think he's like won my loyalty.
I don't think he is like an enemy. I don't distrust him that much. It's more so that I don't feel like I fully understand him and his motivations.
Yes. And did you notice that there was like a weird relationship or tension between the Lady of Midnight? What was her name? The one who like Saris like stabbed through the back with the chandelier, and then she kept challenging Saris a bunch of times.
Yeah, what was her name? Zovina, I think.
Okay. Her, like,
yeah.
There's a little bit of there's something there between Tal and her, or like I was picking up some vibes there.
Yeah, well, there was the whole like, we learned that Tal was engaged to Everlane and then left her and got purposely turned into a vampire because he was in love with Zovina. And then something happened and Zovina and Tal are not together, and then Zovina dies, correct?
No, I think she comes back.
She made it through the like transition to human, and then it was somewhere on the battlefield she ran off from Saris, who was like bringing her through, and then she got killed.
Oh, I definitely missed that part.
And then that's why Tal was sitting on the cliff like looking out at the sunset being sad. So yeah, so there was something, but the thread has been cut now.
See, I don't like that. What was the point of her surviving just to die?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think she could have been an interesting character arc, because obviously nobody liked her at the beginning. And then she survives, has to like adapt to life in this new body that she didn't want. That could have been good.
I don't know, Kyla. Are we sure she's dead?
I'm pretty positive.
What'd be the point of keeping her alive just to have her die like in a random melee 4 seconds later?
I thought she died. I thought that's like Saris brought her through the portal and then she ran away. And because she's human now, she got quickly murked.
There was a lot of chaos in that scene. So I mean, you're probably right. I trust you more than I trust me, honestly. But I still wonder, like, if that's the case, what was the point?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe she'll be resurrected too.
Nobody dies in this world.
Yeah. But one thing I also wanted to mention, I keep thinking in both books now, I go into the book thinking that Renfis and Everlane are going to play a much larger role than they end up playing. Like,
yeah.
Quicksilver, we start out, Everlane's like Saris's intro to the castle. She's with her all the time, showing her the ropes. And Renfis is like Kingfisher's best man. And then we leave Everlane behind in the first book. And she comes back and then you're like, okay, you know, she was a vampire and now we're saving her and she's going to be a much bigger role in book 2. And then she's like dead for the whole book.
Yeah, I almost like wonder if it's more of an issue with the author not being able to like get away from the like main love interests. Like they constantly overshadow kind of everything. Kingfisher and Saris.
Yes.
And we're not really developing like other characters at the same time as developing the plot, at the same time as developing the relationship between Kingfisher and Saris. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of loose ends right now.
Yes, but it also seems like it has been setting up for a romance between Everlane and Renfis across both books. Like, it seems like they're kind of quietly pining for each other. And I keep thinking that we're going to get a romantic arc of them in the background, and then they're just like absent
Everlane
from
was
page.
comatose this entire bloody book.
Yeah, and Renfis was off like on a mission the whole time and then
just
disappeared. Like Lorith was so much. I keep expecting that Ren is going to be the guy, and then it's always Lorith, which I'm happy about. I love Lorith, but yeah, it just surprises me every time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like these characters have a lot of potential, but their potential is not being exploited.
Yeah, not yet anyways. Fingers crossed. We do, okay, one character we have gotten growth from though is Carrion.
Yes and no. I still feel like, yes, I do agree. But I also don't think that Carrion was as front and center this book as he could have been.
I also agree. Yeah, I think he could have played a bigger role for sure. But the threads are starting to be there of him. We see him like talking about his uncertainty about whether he wants this and his complicated feelings about like his fae parents versus his human family that fostered him. And he had a moment of also having feelings about the fact that everybody on the crew underestimates him, and they were always, you know, being like, oh, Carrion, you just like go sit in the corner, and not entrusting him with tasks and stuff, and how he wanted people to take him more seriously. So I liked that. And even when he talks about his feelings for Saris, when Fisher is like, are you in love with her? And then he actually gets serious and deep for a moment. So I liked that side of him.
Yeah, we definitely got like more depth to Carrion for sure. 100%. I laughed out loud. There was a scene he had his plants or something.
Yeah. When she goes into his room and it's like a jungle. He's just a plant daddy whisperer.
Yeah,
just coming
he's
to
fully
life.
got like plant magic too.
Oh yeah, there's something going on there.
There's something going on with that dianthus there.
Yeah. I really liked the moment when him and Fisher are in Zilvarin and Fisher has to like pull him out of the sewer that they're walking through, and then later he just like hoists himself up and Fisher's like, excuse me, like, why did I have to help you earlier? And Carrion's like, you don't spend 1,000 years as a smuggler without knowing how to pull yourself out of a sewer. But it's just the fact that everybody underestimates him. But yeah, I thought that was a funny moment.
1,000 years as a smuggler. Yeah, I think I think Carrion's like chronically underestimated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's also his superpower. That's like, that's what makes him Carrion.
Yeah.
He's constantly surprising everyone.
Yeah. The scene with the scorpions was a really fun scene.
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed Carrion and Kingfisher being off on their little mission.
Me too.
It was like a very fun segue. It felt a little meandery at times. Like I was like, where are we going with this? I also feel like, yeah, like you said, we kind of like resolved the vampire issue really violently and quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like how jarring it was to like move on from that setting into college, only to like move on from college. I don't even know where they are now, actually. Like there was a lot of moving around.
There was a lot of moving around. Yeah.
And it felt super jarring. Like once they got back together, it was kind of like all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, I would say probably my favorite parts of the book were Carrion and Fisher being off in Zilvarin. And yeah, I don't know. The whole ending the vampire problem, like she didn't even really face many trials and tribulations from, like, as a consequence of having to become a vampire to save her life and of killing Malcolm and stuff. It was very like background, little like, oh, this could be a problem later.
Yeah.
And then whoop, let's just kill them all in one go and never think about it again.
Yeah. An interesting choice.
Yeah. Do we see a romance coming between Lorith and Ishabal?
Interesting.
Because they were like openly hating each other throughout this entire book. And in romantasy, that tends to signal
what is wrong with us that like just like torturing each other is like, there's love there. It's a problem. That's a problem for society.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I question though, like, is it possible to have secondary romances right now when like it feels a little bit like we're all obsessed with Sayrus and Kingfisher / Kai? Like, I see where you're going with that, but we can't even develop like a friendship relationship outside of the main lovers at this point. Like, we're just getting to the part where Carrion and Kingfisher are friends. Yeah. So do we think that there's like potential for Callie Hart to weave in a secondary or a tertiary love interest into these stories? Like, I just don't know.
I feel like yes, because we've gotten to the point where the main romance between Fisher and Sayrus doesn't have that tension anymore. Like, they've established they love each other, they're happy. And so I feel like because of that, there's less that needs to happen between them. Like, I don't need all these like I love you scenes between them anymore.
Yeah, I agree from like a reader's perspective. I'm just wondering from like a like author's ability perspective if this
it could get messy
can happen and how it can happen.
I do wonder if in book 3 we will have another POV expansion.
I think
like,
so.
Yeah, like how long are Fisher and Sayrus going to spend in this other realm? And if they do spend a long time there, will we have a POV from somebody back home? Will they split up again? I kind of hope so. But maybe that could be a moment to introduce like a Lorith POV or a Renfis POV.
I agree. Or a Carrion POV.
Or Carrion, yeah. That could be really fun.
Really fun.
Yeah.
I could see like Kingfisher and Sayrus being in this other realm for a while and us getting a Carrion POV where people are like, what do we do? And he's like, I'm not the boss here. Like, someone else be the boss. And there's a more adultier adult, you know?
Yeah, but then he kind of has to like make his decision about whether he's going to claim the throne in his family name. And yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there.
I think so too.
But knowing Callie Hart, who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of like a we'll have to see. Is there any information about what's next for this world? No, eh?
No, we just know that book 3 is scheduled for November. So at least we don't have another questionable wait ahead of us. It's a a known time frame, which is nice. I was going to ask you, did you read the bonus chapters before you read Brimstone?
The Quicksilver bonus chapters? No.
Okay, because Callie Hart, so there's Quicksilver, and then Callie Hart had 3 bonus chapters that she posted on her website, and then she was saying online and in interviews and stuff, like, you need to read the bonus chapters. And I remember thinking, if you need to read them, then they should be in the book as bonus material, like at the back of Quicksilver.
Yeah. Because
not everybody's going to see that online message of like, oh, you need to read these bonus chapters that are just on my website. So there's that. But I did read them before reading Brimstone because she said that. I don't think it was fully necessary, but I do think that it enriched my experience because you know the battle that Fisher and his Lupoproalia had years ago. You know how we learn in this book about Renfis's twin sister who died?
Yeah.
So the bonus chapter, 2 of them follow that battle, and it shows that happening, and it shows the whole battle against the dragon and what happens with what's the other guy's name, the one that became a vampire and was like hiding in the library.
All I remember of him is like the golden toothed warrior. The golden toothed wolf. And I was like, all right, Adina, get poetic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whatever his name is, him becoming a vampire and her dying and Fisher like slaying that dragon, that was all in that bonus chapter. And I thought it was a really good chapter. And it was nice to have the backstory as something that we could actually experience. So if you are interested, I do recommend reading it.
Yeah, maybe I will. I definitely don't think it was like 100% necessary though.
No. I don't think so either. Just like enriches the experience, but yeah, she was a little misleading with maybe saying that it was 100% necessary.
I agree.
But that is everything we have to say about Brimstone by Callie Hart. So let us know what you thought on Instagram at paperback.ponderings. If you have any theories for book 3, we want to hear them. We are all ears, so reach out to us. We respond to everybody, and we will see you next week.